Hello world, I'm Colleen and welcome to my Glamourous Life. If you don't know who I am already, I'm that almost 50-year-old mom with 3 teenagers here to give you helpful tips, tricks, and honest reviews. And today is one of those honest reviews. I have been super excited about this product since I saw it announced on Instagram by Urban Decay. This is the Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. It's their Stay Naked line. And I've been really super excited to try this. I've been using Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer for a while, and I got their Stone Vibes set. And I'm like, they're coming out with a tinted moisturizer type foundation. I gotta try it, because you know how dry my skin is. So I did my skincare and I put this face on, and I'm about to show you how I do that. And then I'll give you a couple of reviews throughout the day to tell you how this wears. Because the claim is this wears for 24 hours. Does it? Let's find out. Let's get to it. So this is the Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator from Urban Decay. There is 1.1 fluid ounces in here. It's, you know, your standard tinted moisturizer type tube, not a big deal. Good amount of product. It is supposed to be medium coverage up to 24-hour wear. It has a kombucha filtrate and marula oil. Those are both supposed to be hydrating. It's a vegan formula. That's good. Does not contain any animal-derived ingredients or byproducts. That means they're also not tested on animals, which is good. I got the color 10, which is ultra fair. A lot of times in tinted moisturizers, if I don't go light, it's too dark, but I'm a little sketchy on this one being ultra fair if it's going to work on me. So I have a little more undertone. So I'm going to take and we're going to put this on just like foundation. It's a nice thick formula. Look at that. It's holding its own there. Okay. Let's see how it goes. I have my trusty dusty ancient Morphe sponge here. This is the contour sponge, which I like for foundation. It is wet. Pick up a little and let's get to it. Well, it's not too light. It's a little light, but I can work with this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need some bronzer today. I mean, it's going on nicely. Not too heavy. I'm not sure if I like it with the sponge though. Let's try. Ooh. Yeah, that's thick. Most like tinted hydrators, moisturizers, I like to put them on with my fingers better. And I can feel that that is really thick. I mean, it is medium coverage. What am I expecting, right? I do kind of feel like I have a mask on though. It is way too light. That's okay. Next time, different color. That's what I get for jumping the gun and ordering early. I think I ordered this the second it came out. I was super excited to try it. Oh, it's not, I mean, it's a little sticky. Not bad. All right, we got to get a little bit more than what I had though to get down on my neck, because definitely need to match my neck to this. It is covering. I mean, I don't have it up under my eyes. I might try using this as my concealer too today just to see. Definitely hydrating. I mean, it feels like a moisturizer on my skin. I did see in some comments on Instagram where somebody was complaining about, you know, it's not staying put or whatever, and they recommended setting it with their setting powder, which I don't have, I don't think. To go look at my powders. But I'm going to just treat this like anything else. That's a little light, but not too bad. Okay. And just set it, I'm going to set this with whatever powder I have. Okay. It's not too bad. All right. I am going to pop off camera and do my eyes and get everything ready, and I'll come back and do a little, I think I'm going to use this as concealer because it seems like it's heavy enough. And then I'll do my powder and contour and all that stuff. And then we're going to wear this today all day, too light or not. and I will check in a couple of times throughout the day and let you know how it holds up. It's supposed to be 24-hour wear. We shall see, especially with mask season. I mean, with us all having to wear masks for COVID, my foundation around here tends to wear off. This is also where I break out because I'm wearing foundation under a mask, but it's not too bad. Yep. All right. Let me go put the rest of my makeup on. I'll be right back. All right, so not too bad as I put my blush and such on. I'm not quite as mad about the color. It's not too bad. I did notice that this is considerably thicker than a standard like tinted moisturizer. So it's closer to a foundation. However, I think the next time I use this, rather than doing my regular skincare routine, I'm going to use this in place of my moisturizer and check it out. But right now it's doing okay. I mean, the coverage is there. My New Year's Zit is fairly well covered. Now I have not done my under eyes yet, and I am going to try this as as my concealer today. So I'm just going to put a little tiny drop on the back of my hand again. And I'm going to use that to conceal my under eyes. Make sure I don't have anything on my fingers. Just a little bit here. Because like I said, this is a pretty thick formula. I was really surprised because most times a tinted moisturizer is really, really light. And even if it says it's got a lot of coverage, it's typically fairly light. And this is definitely full of moisture. There's no question about that. My skin feels pretty good. The longer it's set, the less tacky it's gotten, honestly. I know I said it was like really sticky initially, but the longer it sits, the less tacky. I can still feel a little bit, but that just, to me, it's more moisture. Fuzz in my hair. It's more of a moisturizing tacky than like a sticky gummy feeling. It's blended in fairly well. I honestly, I get a little bit of creasing in a couple of spots that are pretty typical for me, right around in here where I have all the extra lines on my face. Now they did recommend setting this down with their setting powder, which I don't have. So I'm going to just really lightly set my face with Smashbox. I love this one. This is one of my favorite powders because you literally cut what you need as you need it with this little blade that's in there. You turn it and it cuts. But I digress. I'm just going to really lightly just set my face so it doesn't feel too sticky all day. And because I do this with any foundation, even if I'm just wearing tinted moisturizer, I do set my face with a little powder and sometimes some setting spray. I'm going to skip the setting spray today because this is so moisturizing. I don't want to think it's the setting spray that's doing the moisturizing because I use one that's got some moisture to it. So I'm going to leave this like this. I am going to go about my day. I've got a couple of things to do today, and I'm going to check in about 3-4 hours, and then I'll check in at the end of the day and let you know what my final conclusion is on the Urban Decay Hydromaniac. So let's see how they did. So this is my 2-hour check-in. So far so good. I've kind of worn my lipstick off with my coffee, but that's okay. See? Not really settling into lines. It initially did. I mean, I noticed when I went back to get ready to go out the door that I had a little bit of like settling in fine lines, but I ran over that with just a little Q-tip real quick and it hasn't come back any. So this is where we're at. So far so good. And I'm not hating on the color. I thought for sure that this would just be way too light for me when I finally saw it, but it's not horrible. So far so good. I'll check back in a couple more hours. So it's been about 6-ish hours now. So this is my after lunch update, if you will. I'm getting a little tiny bit of creasing in the lines around my mouth here. I don't know if you can see that. Under my eyes is staying pretty nice, so it's not pooling there. A little bit around my nose, but these are kind of the typical places where any kind of foundation is going to settle on me, so I'm not too worried.
It hasn't gotten sticky again. My face doesn't feel greasy, and it certainly does feel hydrated, which is nice. So I'll check back at the end of the day and give you the final verdict.
Okay, so I'm back in the studio. It's been about 9 hours since I put this on for you this morning, and I'm pretty happy with it. I thought I was going to be a little skeptical about the color, being that I very rarely wear ultra fair. I'm usually kind of a light medium girl. Um, Summertime, I may go a shade darker though, just because I do tend to get a little darker in the summertime, even with sunscreen. But I'm not mad at the color. It actually worked pretty well. Um, Went on a little thick initially. I think in the warmer weather, when my skin isn't quite so parched from the cold, dry air, I'd probably skip my regular moisturizer using this. But y'all saw the video earlier this week of me doing my morning routine and how much moisture I put on my skin. My makeup is not sliding off with this. So that tells me that this is moisturizing, but not greasy, which is awesome. The only place I ever saw anything, like I said earlier, like the fine lines around my mouth and nose, which is pretty standard for most foundations towards the middle of the day. But even with masks on and off all day long, because I had a physical therapy appointment, so I kind of sweated a little bit and everything, it stayed put pretty well. So their claim of 24-hour wear, I can't vouch for it 100% only because I don't wear my makeup for 24 hours. I take my makeup off every night. But for a solid day, I'd say this is easily a 8 to 12 hour wear. I don't feel like I needed to touch up anything but my lipstick today. Everything stayed put very nicely. So Urban Decay, your Stay Naked Hydromaniac is Glamourous Life approved. I love it. Now, coming up in next week, we're going to do my evening routine because you got to see how I do the morning routine. So I'm going to show you how I take off this mess next week for my Wednesday video and give you a little sneak into skincare devices. I have got myself a Nira laser. And if you're not familiar with that, it's an FDA cleared device to treat your fine lines around your eyes at home with an actual laser. So, I mean, it's all over YouTube. I'm sure you'll see it somewhere, but I'm going to give you my opinions on it and let you know what I think. I will have been using it for about a week then. So we'll see if I get any results and we'll talk about it. Other than that, I've got some more makeup reviews coming up. And if there's something else you want to see from me in the way of a review or a routine, do me a favor, drop it down in the comments, please. And I will see what I can do about accommodating you. I love viewer requests. So when I get them, I try to follow through. So I will see you next week with my evening routine. Ta-ta.